Let's give credit where credit is due. It is not James Gunn's idea to make Lex Luthor into Trump. Not at all. Hold on just a sec. You guys are near your computers, I'm assuming, so you can actually go and look up Donald Trump, The Art of the Deal, and you can check out the cover to that.
Oh, yeah, the Luthor.
And this is the Lex Luthor unauthorized biography. So making Lex Luthor into Donald Trump isn't even an original idea. No. This was done 30 years ago. Very well, mind you.
And I don't believe he's doing his to Trump. I believe he's doing him to be Elon Musk.
Either one. Yeah. I mean, they're right now, because of what happened with that bill, the Democrats are saying they're one and the same, you know, same old story. Let's see. James is saying, in Kraven bombed. What do you think about Kraven the Hunter movie? Okay, thank you. You know what? I should be actually doing real reviews of this. I'm lazy, by the way. Two things happened this year. I became nervous. Like I'll set up everything to record and I won't record it. I became like punch drunk for some reason. And it's also, I became, and that just kind of put me on a slide. I've recognized that about myself, so I'm trying to get past it now. It's like writer's block, but for YouTubers. I'm very much easier to do with this than I am to record. Usually what happens is I'll record a video, I'll put it up, 10 people might click on it. On this channel, you know, the live streams get a couple of hundred views, 10 people will watch a video on this one. Let's see. And Kraven, but I really should do review of this movie. Let me tell you, I did watch Kraven, and yes, I know it bombed. When I went and saw it, it was in their IMAX theater. And this is the biggest theater in the AMC here. And me and 2 other people were in that theater. And it was like at 7 o'clock. This movie, nobody's interested in seeing Kraven the Hunter. So I'm watching this film, and it's got its problems. Make no mistake about it. But about halfway through the movie, I went, wait a second, this is the worst film. You guys need to get the fuck out and see more movies. This is nowhere near the worst film of the year. No, it's not even the worst major release. I mean, for fuck's sake, Madam Web, it was far worse than Kraven the Hunter. The problem with Kraven the Hunter, the big problem, is anytime they're not moving, they are saying words that no human being would ever say to each other. And it's all exposition dump. There's no characterization to them whatsoever. We get no idea of Kraven's motivations other than what the movie tells him to do. And that's one of the way they talk about, the way they do dump this exposition is incredibly stupid. It's really, really bad dialogue. The action, it's okay. You know, I've seen worse, I've seen better. This one, it's, as I say, it's entertaining. Will I see it again? Yeah, probably not. I haven't watched Morbius since it was in theaters. I actually watched Madam Web with Gail because I do this thing where if I'm mad at her, if she does something to bother me, I'll put on a really bad movie and then take a nap. And I'll take the controller, I'll put it on the other side of me. She hates it when I do that, but yeah. But look, I mean, there have been movies that this entire side of the culture war has declared bad that I've enjoyed. The opposite, by the way, of Kraven the Hunter would be Marvel's. I actually liked all the dialogue and I liked the interaction between the 3 ladies, the leads of Marvel's, and it really sucked whenever the action started. You know, but I try to find positives if there's positives to be found in a movie. I brought it up earlier, the Star Wars sequels. I cannot tell you anything positive about what was it, Rise of Skywalker?
The third one?
That was pure suckdom from beginning to end.
Can I say something about the Marvels?
Yeah.
As an actor, I will say the problem with the Marvel is simple. The action has no weight. Just like Thor Love and Thunder, action is supposed to have weight. And that's the big problem with current Marvel phase. Phase 4. The action doesn't feel like have weight like in the past.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Austin is asking about the shipping. How's the shipping? I have had trouble because I've been running out of boxes and such. Thankfully, I have a big ass box of boxes that just came in. So I will start to get things out on Monday. I do apologize for the tardiness, but I was able to order them. They've come in. So there you go. Even if I set them out on Monday, they're going to be after Christmas. I do apologize for that, but at least there's been progress. I finally got new boxes in. Yeah, I was running out. I had enough boxes, short boxes and such for functionality. You know, the ones that held the books for the auction, the ones that and the one that I put the one books in. Let's see. Seeing the first 8 minutes of Craven, he looked fun, moving about, jumping, looking weird. Yeah, that's what I said. It's fun. I didn't say it's good. there's a lot of what I call entertaining movies out there where it wasn't bad, but you paid your money, you're sitting down. Why not look at it in a positive light and find what's good and have a little fun with it? I say it's entertaining, meaning if it's better than if you were staring at a blank screen for the same amount of time. So Craven is like Ant-Man 3 with theater seers. Yeah, look, there were elements of Ant-Man 3 that I liked, but I didn't like the movie. I can't, oh my gosh, am I actually going to say this? I would recommend Craven before Ant-Man 3.
Wow.
Definitely.
Here's why. Ant-Man 3 is longer with less awesomeness. Like there's more gaps between what I enjoy about Craven or about Ant-Man. Like the scene in the end where we're actually seeing how powerful an ant/giant man can be. Loved it. Absolutely loved that bit. I don't like underestimating the size changers. And so when they actually show off how powerful they can actually be, I like that kind of thing. And I do think Majors right did a great job as Kang, but there was so much in between the good stuff that
The pacing was the problem.
Yeah, I recommend neither. By the way, this right here, the Crow reboot, that's in contention for worst film of the year for me. I watched I make it a point. I don't count any, if I'm making a list, top 10, top whatever, if I didn't watch at least half an hour of that movie, I don't count it. I made sure that I watched a half hour of this piece of shit because if I do a list, I want to tee off on that motherfucker like nobody's business. That movie was suck. That movie was offensively sucky.
This movie offends the memory of the Brandon Lee so much, and also the comic book. I have the comic book since I was 14. I was a god kid. I love that shit. I have 4 copies of it, and then you watch this movie and you're like,
recently
"Oh my
reread The Crow,
fucking god!"
And I was like, "Wow, I used to love this thing." It's okay now to me. It's good, but that does happen to you as you get older. You have different sensibilities when you're younger than when you get older. Am I still on here?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
God damn it.
No, he's about to go out. He can't hear us.
Oh.
I can't hear. There we go. Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. Yeah, Crow Reboot 2, 3 worst movies of the year. Yep. This year was a lackluster year for comic book movies, and I don't think you'll be better. The only comic book movie I'm looking forward to next year is Fantastic Four: First Steps. That I'm not. I want to look forward to it, and I'm very prejudiced, by the way. I have no good reason not to be looking forward to the Marvel except for their track record this next phase. But here's the thing. I don't want to watch Pedro Pascal in anything anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's bad. He's actually not a bad actor. It's just, for fuck's sake, there's more people than just him. I almost was like that with Josh Brolin. By the way, the guy who played Thanos. He was Jonah Hex. He was oh goodness gracious.
Cable.
He was Cable. Yeah, by that time I was like, wait a second. You could have had what's his name from Avatar, and you went with Josh Brolin. Go with somebody else for fuck you, seriously.
Yeah,
but I was almost like that for him. Look, Pedro Pascal's a fine actor, and yes, I know he's a leftist, and most of them are, but it's the Sean Penn effect. You know, I've been watching Sean Penn movies for 40 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He's a great actor. I'm not, he's a nut bar, but he's a great actor. Pedro Pascal's fine. He's just in everything. Going ahead.
He will blew the number of movies he can be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much.
Wait,
it's like The Rock. The Rock wasn't everything a while ago. Remember? There's too much of something. You kind of feel. Oh please! It's just like you eat burger every day for an entire year. You don't want to see burger for the next decade.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Actually, for me, last week I was hungry. I went out and grabbed some Taco Bell nachos and such like that. Okay, I just need something to quickly fill me up and such. And then the next day, Gil's like, I feel like Mexican. Oh, okay. And then the next day, you know what? That was good. Let's go. Oh. So like I'm good with Mexican, and I'm just washing my hands of it. The one problem I see, the story is being written by a Hollywood writer who thinks they're above the comic book writers to brush off. Well, that's just the way it is. They are, and think about it. No movie script writer is trying to break down the doors at Marvel to write a comic book, but it is going the other way. Or they go to crowdfunding or whatever to get their own comic book out so they could sell it, hoping to get that Mark Millar Netflix deal where he produces one movie and collects $900 million. By the way, it wasn't a movie, it was a TV series, which was also, it was kind of good. I like Jupiter Ascending. But I'm looking forward to the Superman movie. I liked the teaser. It was really good to me.
Same.
Yeah. There's a new movie coming out with Daisy Ridley. Looks to be bad carbon copy of Die Hard. It's called The Cleaner. In the 90s, there was Die Hard on a train, Die Hard in a ship, Die Hard in I've seen it. It's just they're riding it.
The new Daisy Ridley movie, who is Die Hard. People are talking about this.
Yeah,
that's what I hear. It was a ripoff. Yeah.
There's a couple of things, and here's where I'm going to forgive all. And I said this about the actress for Rose Tico, in The Last Jedi and all that. Here's my take on it. Just because Daisy Ridley was in the worst Star Wars movies doesn't mean she's horrible or it needs to be shunned or anything like that. Every one of you guys, if you had a chance to be in a Star Wars sequel, before these sequels came out and you knew what they were going to be, you would have jumped at the chance. And I'll stand to say this. If you are geek enough, and even after Last Jedi, somehow you got an offer to be in Rise of Skywalker, knowing how bad Last Jedi was, you would still say yes. She's an actress. She says what they tell her to say. There you go. It wasn't so bad in Murder on the Orient Express, which I love those movies. What's the name? Hercule Poirot or something?
Yeah.
How long have you been here? I could reach you. I've been here we've been on this for 30 minutes right now, Darkness. And hello to One Slick and Crinez. Good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. As all can be. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. We had a very nice small town Christmas day. We're looking forward to it. I did feel a little bit of wow. I was like, what is it? The big city guy who goes into small. We did it better, for a little bit. Well, we had the Osborne family lights. I don't know if you guys know the story, but this guy basically took over his entire street and made this huge light display that some of his neighbors sued him for. Disney bought those lights and brought them down to Hollywood studios, and every year they would have this huge light display, and they started adding to it, and it was wonderful. It was brilliant. So when they say, hey, we put on a big light display, I went down and I went, you know what, this is a small town big light display. But the thing is, as I said earlier, me and the family, we drove around, we looked downtown, checked out all the Christmas stuff, and I will say this: Christmas looks better in snow. It was so beautiful tonight.
I bet.
Yep. Let's see. She is typecast. No one's hiring her now. Yeah, I hope she gets work. I mean, let's see what they can actually do outside of that. I think Rose Tico, whatever her name is,
Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah, I think she's done. I think she got such vitriol. Good luck to her. I don't even know if she herself would go for it, but
And the guy who played the Black Stormtrooper. I think it's hurt.
John Boyega.
Yes, I think it's hurt his career too.
I'll tell you what, man. I saw him. I didn't know his name, but there's a horror film that he was in. It's called Attack the Block. That fucker's awesome. That is a good movie. I recommend that one to you guys. Check it out. It's called Attack the Block. Have you noticed the sharing protagonist in every Star Wars movie? It kills their on-screen career. Luke, Mark, the Tia that played Anakin, and her playing Rey, playing the lead as a curse. That being said, Mark Hamill did have himself a career. It might have been in voice work more than on screen, but true. He had himself a career, and that happens quite a bit. I actually found out.
But we can say the same about the Marvel movies and what Chris Evans is doing outside of Captain America, and even Chris
Evans. Chris Evans has had a good career.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he had one even before Captain America.
He was in the one with Ryan Gosling, that action film, Every Guy or something like that, where he played the bad guy. He was in the Iceman.
Loser. He was in The Losers, which is an underrated movie.
That was a while back, but he's had a career though. Snowpiercer, while the Marvel universe was going on, was pretty good. I hope. But he was in Knives Out. One Slick Dudes reminded me that was a good movie. That was a really good movie. I like those movies also. The Glass Onion, little less because I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it. Check it out. But I had problems with it. But it was pretty good.
My God!
Because any movie he was in, everyone pointed out and went, "Hey, it's Luke Skywalker." Yeah, but he still had a career.
My AI is on, and when you talked about Knives Out, it's for 2018. Knives Out. Yeah. Oh my God! It's like where time go, man?
I know. Yeah. Well, that ain't gonna get better, brother. That's not going to get better for you at all. When you hear shit like, what do you mean Lord of the Rings was 20 years ago or 25 years ago? Yeah. That was yesterday. I remember I was holding my daughter when she was 10, or something like that. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. It does not get, time just goes by quicker as you get older.